Hello, y'all. This is Darryl Jr. back very briefly to add an addendum to my part one of my challenge to Witsit. I just wanted to make clear in case it came up later. When I said that the v squared over c squared is a little thing or a small detail, I didn't mean in terms of actually calculating like relativity. Right? To be clear, if you're gonna calculate a relativistic effect, that component is important. I was speaking from the perspective of my uh, 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 what I was discussing with Alan and Toby in this debate here, as far as the basic math, right? As far as them understanding the basic math, I wasn't even concerned about the v squared over the v squared over c squared. I was recognizing they didn't even understand the basic math that was involved, so they couldn't possibly even get to uh, uh, what that component is. Obviously, I asked Alan and Toby both when they were speaking to Tony as if they understood relativity, as if they could actually school Tony on relativity. I asked them a very basic question about relativity as far as what was the proper time in reference to those reference frames they were talking about with the satellites. Which one of the reference frames were proper time? They had no idea. So whatever they were talking about from that perspective, all of that would be a small detail from the fact that they didn't understand anything about relativity at all. So just in case it comes up as this challenge goes around, yes, I understand that the v squared over c squared and calculating relativity, yes, is a major thing. It's a major thing if you're actually doing a relativistic calculation, right? It's the core component of it. As far as my intention in that discussion, in this debate, that's what I meant by it was a small detail, because my discussion was about the basic math. And just pointing out the fact that since they don't understand the basic math, they have no idea about the larger components, and thus all the other stuff was not even relevant to the conversation. I was talking about the basic math. That's what I meant by that. So just in case that comes up, and to make clear that the v squared over c squared is a big deal if you're actually doing relativity, which I had to relearn again in my electrodynamics class when I had to calculate some of the relativistic effects between, for instance, a moving charge, the effects of that moving charge from the moving charge's frame relative to the stationary frame ends up being a big deal. So that's all I had. I just want to clarify that in case it came up as a small part two to this video. Be sure you catch the first part, because that's where the meat of the challenge to Witsit is. And I'll see y'all next time.